James, after our last episode, I tried to stop translating in my head. And honestly, sometimes it worked. But then I discovered a new problem. I stopped translating, and suddenly my mind became empty. I wasn't translating anymore, but I wasn't thinking in English either. It felt like there was just silence. And I think many people listening right now know exactly what I mean. They hear, think in English, but nobody explains how. So today, how do we actually learn to think in English?
Emily, that's a fantastic question. And I think this is where many learners get stuck. They understand that translating slows them down, but they don't know what to do instead. The good news is this: thinking in English is not a talent. It's a skill. And like every skill, it can be trained.
So, where do we start?
We start by understanding one very important thing. Your brain does not think in words. Your brain thinks in ideas, in images, in situations, in experiences. Think about your morning. Did you wake up and think, coffee, shower, work? No. You imagined your morning. You remembered what you needed to do. You saw situations in your mind. Language works the same way.
That's interesting. I think many people believe language is just vocabulary.
Exactly. And that's one of the biggest mistakes learners make. They spend months memorizing lists of words, sometimes hundreds of words, but then they struggle to use them in real conversations.
Because knowing a word and using a word are different things.
Exactly. Let's learn our first useful word. Essential word number 1, context. Context means the situation around something. Words become easier to understand and remember when you learn them in context. For example, instead of learning appointment, learn I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. Instead of learning traffic, learn there was a lot of traffic this morning. Now your brain understands how people actually use the word.
So you're saying we should learn complete thoughts.
Exactly. Not isolated words, real thoughts, real situations, real sentences, because that's how language is used in everyday life.
Can you give another example?
Of course. Imagine two learners. The first learner memorizes airport ticket luggage passport. The second learner learns, I can't find my passport. My flight leaves at 6. I need to check my luggage. Who do you think will speak more naturally?
The second learner, definitely.
Exactly. Because the second learner is learning language as communication, not as a dictionary.
That makes so much sense.
Essential word number 2, routine. A routine is something you do regularly, something you do every day. For example, my morning routine starts with coffee. My evening routine includes reading. Routines are important because they give you hundreds of opportunities to think in English.
How?
Simple. Describe your routine. When you wake up, when you eat breakfast, when you drive, when you study, when you go shopping. Your life is full of English practice opportunities,
Even if I'm alone?
especially if you're alone. One of the most effective language learning methods is surprisingly simple. Narrate your day.
Talk to myself?
Yes, talk to yourself. Not because you're crazy, because you're training your brain. For example, I'm making breakfast. I'm looking for my keys. I need to answer some emails. I'm waiting for the bus. Simple thoughts, simple English, every day.
That sounds much easier than memorizing vocabulary lists.
Because it is, and it's closer to real communication. Essential word number 3, observe. Observe means to watch carefully, to notice things around you. Example, I like to observe people in cafes.
I like that word. Observe.
Good. Look around right now. Observe your surroundings. What do you see?
A microphone, a laptop, A cup of tea?
Perfect. Now describe them in English. Simple descriptions, nothing complicated.
The tea is hot. The laptop is open. The microphone is on the desk.
Exactly. That's real thinking in English. Essential word number 4, environment. Environment means the place around you, your surroundings. Example, a positive environment helps people learn.
So, our environment can become our English classroom?
Exactly. Your home, your office, your kitchen, your street, everything around you can help you practice English.
I think people often wait for the perfect learning situation.
And that's a mistake. The best learning situation is usually the one you already have. Let me tell you a story. A few years ago, I worked with a student who wanted to speak English fluently. He studied grammar every day. He watched videos. He read books, but he still struggled to speak. Then he started a very simple habit. Every evening before going to bed, he spent 5 minutes describing his day in English. Just 5 minutes. Nothing complicated. I woke up late. I had a meeting. I went to the supermarket. I cooked dinner. 3 months later, his speaking improved dramatically.
Just from describing his day?
Yes, because he was practicing real communication. Essential word number 5, habit. A habit is something you do regularly. Good habits create long-term results. For example, reading before bed is a habit.
So, fluency is really built through habits?
Absolutely. Not motivation, not talent, habits. Now let's talk about another powerful technique, visual thinking. Essential word number 6, visualize. Visualize means creating pictures in your mind. Example, I visualize my goals every morning.
How does that help with English?
When you hear English, create a picture. For example, imagine I say, a woman is walking her dog in the park. Don't translate. See it. Imagine it. Create a small movie in your mind. The stronger the image, the stronger the memory.
That feels much more natural.
Because that's how our brains prefer to learn.
What if someone learns a new word today? What should they do?
Excellent question. Never learn a word alone. Immediately use it. Let's imagine you learn the word challenge. A challenge is something difficult that requires effort. Don't just repeat challenge, challenge, challenge. Instead say, learning English is a challenge. I enjoy challenges. This week was challenging. Use the word immediately. Create multiple examples. That's how words become active. Essential word number 7, progress. Progress means improvement over time. Example, I can see my progress.
I think many learners don't notice their progress.
That's true, because progress is often slow, but slow progress is still progress.
Let's ask our listeners something. What about you? How often do you think in English during the day? 5 minutes? 10 minutes? Maybe not at all? Tell us in the comments. We'd love to know.
And here's another challenge. After this episode, try describing your day in English for just 5 minutes. That's it. 5 minutes. No translation, no perfection, just simple English. Let's practice together. Speak with me now. Repeat after me. Pause after each sentence. I am improving every day. I can think in English. I don't need perfect English. Simple English is powerful. Practice creates confidence. Small steps create big results.
I actually feel more confident after today's conversation.
And that's because thinking in English is simpler than many people imagine. Let's remember today's system. Learn words in context. Describe your routine. Observe your environment. Build small habits. Visualize meaning. Use new words and sentences. Practice every day.
Simple, practical, and realistic.
Exactly. You don't need hours of study every day. You need consistent practice.
Before we go, tell us one thing you can see around you right now. Describe it in English in the comments.
And if you enjoyed today's conversation and learned something useful, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a like. It helps us continue creating new episodes for English learners around the world.
Thank you for spending time with us today.
Keep practicing, keep speaking, and remember, English becomes easier when it becomes part of your daily life.
See you in the next episode of Now We Are Talking English.